So what? You gonna review Friday the 13th Part 2 or what? The fuck? You're not doing that? I'm your doppelganger, not your bitch. We've only got 13 weeks of summer! You should have thought about that before you announced the summer special.
You did that!
I just gave you the movies. You announced it.
Could you at least help with the script?
I can't fucking type with this thing.
Well, take it off!
Stop stalling and review the movie already.
Fuck!
Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with my work cut out for me. It ain't Wednesday, but it's
the summer of Freddy versus Jason!
And it's time to look at Friday the 13th, Part 2. Set 5 years after the events of the first, this was actually released the following year, and a lot of the greenlighting was done before the first movie even hit theaters, even with a lot of the people who worked on that completely turned off by the premise of the sequel. That being as Pamela Voorhees was killed off very definitively at the end of the first movie, the new killer this time around is Jason Voorhees, her son, but drowned years before the events of the first movie took place. Considering they were still going for a natural explanation, it's understandable why even Sean S. Cunningham, writer and director of the first, said it was completely ridiculous. Thus, directorial duties were taken by Steve Miller, and production continued unabated, which ensured that we would get a Part 2 no matter how many people rolled their eyes and said it made no fucking sense. The idea this time around is that Jason Voorhees isn't dead. He's just kinda fucked up, and now stalks the area around Camp Crystal Lake, killing everyone who dares invade his home. Yeah, it does kinda kick the whole plot of the first movie in ass, but let's take a look at Friday the 13th Part 2 and see if there's something salvageable here. The movie opens up far past the events of the first in the middle of the night. That way we can see Alice, again played by Adrienne King, having a nightmare about the events of the previous movie, giving us a recap of that ending and all the important plot points within.
Jason should have been watched every minute. He wasn't a very good swimmer.
Ever wonder why Pamela never held herself responsible for watching his ass? I mean, yeah, she was cooking at the time, but that didn't stop her from murdering the new cook. Point is, Jason drowned, and it's everyone's fault except Pamela's. Therefore, she killed all the camp counselors trying to reopen Camp Crystal Lake, and tries to kill Alice, only to be decapitated for her troubles. Then, out of nowhere, Zombie Kid jumps up to kill Alice, but fails, leaving her alive, and miffed over the fact the police never found the kid.
Then he's still there, still there, still there, still there.
But the true horror is that she is, in fact, in the sequel. Catching the audience up on the story was too unnerving and creepy, though, and we all know that you have to start your horror movies out in a calm, unassuming manner. Therefore, the next couple of minutes, the camera guy just follows Alice around her home as she has a quick phone chat with her mother, then gets naked to take one of those classic midnight showers. Why does she look like she's annoyed because the cameraman wasn't actually supposed to be in there? Speaking of things that shouldn't be, a series of weird noises brings the tension ever greater. The culprit behind these scares? A cat. Oh well, that must mean everything's perfectly okay. Killing the only surviving counselor from the first movie. They say this was at Adrienne's request because her success in the first movie kind of led to her having this really weird stalker that freaked her out and turned her off from acting, but I kind of wonder how much influence that actually had, considering this movie was well in production when that one barely hit theaters. Point is, with Alice out of the way, we can move on to introducing the new cast of characters. Firstly, we have Jeff and Sandra rolling into town, played by Bill Randolph and Marta Kober, respectively. A quick prank tow truck towing their truck takes us to more characters, such as Ted, played by Stu Charno. They're all friends and working together to make it down to the camp counselor training course at the local campsite. No, not Camp Crystal Lake, though it's so damn close it may as well be.
It's Camp Blood. This place is on the same lake as we're gonna be.
Camp Blood?
Hey, isn't that
Let's get out of here, we're gonna be late.
People aren't allowed to go to Camp Crystal Lake, but it's okay because they're not going to Camp Crystal Lake. They're just going to a camp adjacent to Crystal Lake, on the same lake, probably, like, just directly, like, touching it. Maybe even using the same emergency generator. Down at the Packanack Lounge, we meet several more characters, such as the owner, Paul, played by John Fury, Vicky, played by Lauren Murray Taylor, Mark, played by Marlboro Man Tom McBride, and these two important individuals. We get the most important character traits in record time here. She's got a banging ass. And he's just kind of an ass. Nevertheless, the woman is Terry, played by Kristen Baker, and the guy is Scott, played by Russell Todd, who you might recognize as Rick Stanton from Chopping Mall. Now that huge list of characters and actors is out of the way, we can get down to what the hell they're doing here. Even though all of them are experienced camp counselors already, Paul has opened this training center in the hopes of making them even betterer. That is, if his assistant ever shows up.
What the hell?
But she was late due to car trouble. 5 minutes late. Really doesn't sound all that important. Paul thinks so, though, and puts the session on hold for a moment while he chews out his assistant, Ginny, played by Amy Steele. Of course, her excuse of car trouble is pretty solid when anyone can plainly see her car's old and fucked up. Plus, it's easy enough for her to get on Paul's good side, as it's obvious the two of them are an item.
Ginny, I was starting to worry about you.
Bullshit, Paul.
It's clear how long they've been together when you see just how apathetic she is to his concerns. So the class can continue as planned, until Paul finds something else about this and so much he forgoes acting professional yet again. Seems Ginny's car won't start, and she's not supposed to park it in the middle of the picnic benches, so it's up to Paul to take a look at the engine and see what needs to be done. Ah, the cartoon mechanics. The car couldn't just start at any time, only when it was funny. We learned that from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Establishing important mechanical details for later is nice and all, but they've also got to establish the backstory, because these characters didn't get to watch the introduction. Paul goes over how Jason Voorhees drowned at Camp Crystal Lake, and his mother went crazy, killing all the camp counselors when they tried to reopen it. But you know, just because Jason drowned, that doesn't mean Jason drowned. Maybe he just slipped out of frame for a bit, and his mother assumed he drowned. Sure, that makes the whole movie ridiculously stupid and this one not much better, but it does mean that Jason may still be out there, fully grown, and maybe a little fucked up after seeing his mother get decapitated.
Hey, come back!
Also, just saying, damn, that nerd is ripped! Now that all the introductions and everything are out of the way, plus the first day of class at the new counselor training camp, our cast can engage in the truly important part, pairing up to figure out who they're going to be fucking in this movie. However, Crazy Ralph, still played by Walt Gorney, is intent on sneaking in while everyone's getting naked, to warn them about the curse that will surely take their lives. I was completely wrong. It was barbed wire that killed him, not some stupid curse. Damn Ralph always talking crazy. The next day, things are, again, calm and not very interesting. Wonderful way to summarize a horror movie. But Terry's dog Muffin runs off from the group into the forest and disappears. This while the training camp is preparing to teach the counselors how to fuck around in water, I guess. But there is dissent afoot, as Sandra wants to visit Camp Crystal Lake with Jeff.
We're not supposed to go near that place.
Oh, come on. It's only a short walk. They'll never know we're gone.
It's like 5 feet that way. I mean, yeah, it's quick, but I'm also pretty sure they'll see you. Sandra doesn't have that hard of a time convincing Jeff to explore the unknown, and they head down towards the abandoned campsite. Then they turn around, going by the direction they're going in relation to the lakeside, but somehow this leads to the camp. It doesn't take long before they run into something horrifying.
Oh, my God.
What is it?
Looks like a dog.
It's too mangled to tell.
Too mangled? It's obviously a fucking dog. Toy breed. Looks kind of like a Shih Tzu. You know, like Muffin.
What do you think did it?
Wild animal, I guess.
What are you kids doing out here?
Getting everything the fuck wrong. Especially that part about nobody noticing them. Jesus, man, they've been there all of 20 seconds. Where the hell did you come from? This is Deputy Winslow, played by Jack Marks. Camp Crystal Lake has a very strict no trespassing policy, and he intends to uphold that as harshly as possible. Still, he doesn't take the two teens in, instead bringing them back to Paul, who annoys the cop by his seemingly lax punishment for their insubordination. No bother, upon leaving, he notices another person trespassing in the camp, so it's back to a pursuit and epic chase scene. Deftly passing a puddle with a rock in it, he pushes forward until he finds the same puddle with a rock in it. But no bother, going past it a second time, he locates something else. You notice the two kids in 20 seconds, but something tells me this slipped under your nose for a bit longer. Exploring the cabin in the woods, it appears to be a hodgepodge of one of Camp Crystal Lake's old buildings and random scrap from around the area. However, there's a deep, dark secret in the back room. Which you don't get to see. I'm honestly that surprised this movie seems to have a problem even staying on a kill for longer than 3 seconds. Nevertheless, there's still an ass ton of counselors in training I haven't rattled off yet, but the good news is I don't have to! Paul says the reason their training has been so lax is because tomorrow is when it actually starts for real, and therefore, this is the last night they'll be allowed to go back to town for a while, which means the cast can be split up between those heading into town for fun and those staying behind at camp to die. Terry, for instance, wanders off on her own by the lake. For some naked time. Nothing summons a hulking, machete-wielding maniac quite like some skinny dipping. Of the 6 folks remaining at camp, Jeff and Sandra separate from the group to go fuck, while Vicky takes the time to get to know Mark a little better. And Terry finds out, surprise surprise, she's being watched. By Scott, again, who decides to play keep-away with her garments.
It's no longer funny, Scott. Help!
I still have to wonder why he's going through so much trouble to mess with her. She doesn't seem all that turned off by him, and everyone else has been very successful with their alternate strategy of, hey, wanna go fuck? Still don't know how Jason knew she'd skinny dip and thus he'd steal her clothes and thus he'd run up here and fall into this trap, however, but the problem is they seem to think the only way out is to use a knife. So Terry runs back in search of one, while Scott is left hanging.
Where is she?
Movie, you can stay on the kill long enough at least for the kill music to finish, can't you?
Scott.
I guess not. We don't even get to see what the fuck Jason does to her. I mean, if Jason did anything to her. Maybe it was just she was supposed to scream and run and is really shit at not looking at the camera. It's the excuse the movie gives to segue over to town, where we see the remaining counselors have gone to a bar for respite. The 3 important ones, Ted, Paul, and Ginny, sit around and talk about the retconning some more. Ginny is musing to everyone about the idea that the legend of Jason is true, but only makes sense if he never drowned and just, hid for no apparent reason.
He must have seen his mother get killed, and all just because she loved him. I mean, isn't that what her revenge was all about? Her sense of loss?
And all that time, he could have just stepped out of the woods like, psych! Man, I really had you going for 23 years.
Jason's a legend, Jim.
And the legend will never die. I'm sorry, force of habit. Someone who will die is pretty much everyone having sex in a horror movie, which would be Jeff and Sandra, still taking their sweet-ass time getting down to business, and Mark and Vicky once she finds out if his paralysis is going to be an issue there.
Just your legs, huh? Is everything else okay?
Oh, I do all right. One way or another.
Probably still gonna have a hard time getting him erect, though. I mean, Tom McBride is gay. But he's also an actor, and the character Mark is quite interested in seeing what could be done with Vicky. But not here. They have to find somewhere a little more private to bump uglies, and Vicky has to split off from the group so she can run alone and freshen up. This involves her getting half naked and making some other bad choices. It burns! But damn it all, there's no hairbrush in the armoire. It doesn't matter, her hair is perfectly fine anyway. She has to go out to the car and find one fast. This proves to be the undoing of all her beautification plans, because it starts raining, and that tends to fuck that up.
Vicky? Is that you?
It's thunder and lightning. I can't tell if you're infatuated with her or annoyed. No matter the case, he rolls out on the porch to find out that it's just thunder and lightning. Vicky's nowhere to be found. Isn't that spooky? Damn! That was the only kill in the movie I couldn't actually fit within a 10-second clip. Did he piss off the director that day? No reason to slow down now, as killing camp counselors trying to have sex is but a fringe benefit of being a slasher villain. The real fun is killing camp counselors who have had sex, or even better, counselors who are still having sex at the time you kill them. Lots can be said about this kill alone, possibly enough to fill out its own video, but let me just get a few points done. That kill was supposed to be a lot more graphic, with a lot more visibility of the stabbing, but they say they had to cut it down to avoid an X rating. Also, the sex was supposed to be a lot more graphic, with full frontal nudity and titties flying and everything. Except the actress was 17 at the time, so federal crime, that's a hell of a no-no. The actress who it would have been legal to film butt-ass naked comes in shortly after, ready for Mark to take her for a ride. Except, of course, he's nowhere to be found. Undeterred, she decides to waltz in on where Jeff and Sandra were fucking to see if they know anything.
Sandra.
Revealing Jason to the audience, a terrible masked killer. Like, with a sack, which others have pointed out looks very similar to other sack-masked killers. No shit, there's not really that much of a variety in burlap. Point is, Vicky does the usual I forgot how to run trick, which strangely doesn't work. And now that everyone at the camp is dead, they're going to need to keep the flow of victims coming if the movie's going to keep up its pace. To that end, Ginny and Paul return from town. Yes, just them. Everyone else just kind of stayed at the bar. Of course, it doesn't take long for the two of them to start questioning how weird things seem. Very quiet, and the lights were left on. And the stairs are clean, even though we clearly saw Jason drag a bloody body down them in an earlier shot. Well, they didn't notice that, but they do see this.
Yeah, Ginny, what?
Oh, god damn it! It looks like PETA found out about our goose-down blankets.
What is this, a joke?
Yeah, that's why I got Cody on speed dial.
Oh, you're goddamn right.
It takes this guy all of 20 seconds to forget about this, though.
Paul, what's going on here?
Nothing.
Paul sounds like a kid who doesn't want his mom to find out that he stayed up watching Friday the 13th. Wait. More importantly, those lights they left on are suddenly off, so Paul figures there's an issue with the fuse box. Unfortunately, when he goes to check, Jason shows up. You know it's the climax when Mr. Instant Kill on fucking everybody suddenly can only pull off a terrifying slap fight. But he does slap fight the shit out of him while Ginny just kind of stands there and asks if he's won yet.
Paul? Answer me!
So much for helping the poor bastard. Paul, thanks for distracting him in there, but this bitch got plans for her life. This very quickly changes things up to being strictly Ginny versus Jason as she runs 10 feet, waits, gets scared half to death, and repeats. Of course, they did drive there, but despite being a horror movie and not really having to, they also did establish this car has a lot of trouble starting. It suggests me that it looked like Jason was actually just going to ask for directions or something, and she starts screaming, and he's like, oh, okay, fuck this. Of course, he's just going around to stab down to the part where she isn't. It's actually getting kind of hard to understand how the hell anyone managed to be killed by this man when all the evidence flying in our face is that he barely knows how to stand up straight, let alone swing a weapon with any kind of authority. It's still enough to terrify Ginny, whom, while running for her life, passes by a familiar puddle with a rock in it. This leads to another familiar location.
Oh my God. Please help me!
For fuck's sake, Ginny, I know you don't realize that this is Jason's house, but just looking at it, does it really seem to you like these people would have a telephone? Running into the hellish hovel, she bars herself in the back room, only bothering to look at what she's gotten herself into after the fact. Seems this is a shrine to Jason's mother, with her head and sweater on display. Oh, and Terry's there too, so I guess she's dead. Or a narcoleptic. I never really established she wasn't. Point is, while Jason takes his time breaking the door down to get Ginny, Ginny comes up with a plan.
Jason! It's all done, Jason. You've done your job well, and Mommy is pleased.
Defeat the evil with the power of role-playing! I mean, it'll probably work. He sure can't see or hear very well out of that sack anyway. To help make a convincing case, Ginny splices Betsy Palmer's face into the scene while she's talking with Jason, in a role so minor, Betsy has trouble remembering she even did it. Ginny's plan is to get Jason to kneel down in front of her long enough to kill him. Problem is, she leans way too fucking much into it. What the fuck? Aren't you dead? Evidently not, making Jason's fighting prowess even less impressive. He provides just enough of a diversion for Ginny to land a killing blow. Ah! Oh, God, my shoulder! Oh, I'm not gonna be able to wear backpacks for a few weeks after this. Or it kills him! Yeah, kills Jason, sure. But they stop to remove the mask and find out something. We don't get to see it. Why would we get to see it? We don't get to see it yet. As the movie continues to follow them hobbling off and engaging in mundane activities, we can be sure that something's going to happen. Ah, so that's what Jason looks like. Somewhere between the Toxic Avenger and Jack Black.
Paul? Paul? Where's Paul?
Wait, what? Where's the fucking ending? This is it. After Jason smashed through the glass, they fade out and come back to Ginny being wheeled into an ambulance. Paul is nowhere, presumed dead. I've heard that before. And the end. The fuck? What the fuck kind of ending is that? What the hell happened to Paul? What the hell happened to Jason? What the fuck happened to Ginny in between being grabbed by Jason and being wheeled into the ambulance? It's kind of important shit to have here. What? That was Friday the 13th, Part 2. And I honestly thought that it was a lot better than its reputation made it out to be. Up until that fucking ending, at least. Yes, the story is ridiculous, and if taken as canon, devalues the original movie considerably. But there are things to enjoy this time around. First of all, dead ass. Also, while the counselors at the camp were still pretty lax, it at least made some sense as Paul openly admitted the first few days were just to relax and get to know each other. Also, dead ass. Some of the characters came off like caricatures, but for the most part everyone felt unique and believable on some level. Then there's dead ass. Of course, the problems come just as hard and fast. Aside from the mind-bendingly ridiculous premise the story is riding on, that Jason didn't drown and just kind of fucked around in the woods for a few decades, completely unnoticed for shits and giggles, I don't need to say any more about that, because just bringing it up is enough to understand what's wrong with it. In the execution of a horror movie, though, this is also kind of a mixed bag. The gore effects aren't necessarily bad, but you hardly get to see anything before the movie cuts away. After the standard set by the first one, quick splashes of blood and a jump to another location isn't a great way to follow it up. But the biggest problem to me by far is the most egregious cutaway of all, the ending. Seriously, we cut away from the reveal of Jason when the mask is removed just so the reveal to the audience can be when he bursts through the window. That's almost forgivable, except what the fuck happens after that? The movie ends. Like, not even he bursts through the window and the credits roll. That would have been better! Instead, Ginny is wheeled away surviving God knows how. They just don't fucking say what happened with Paul, or Jason. Maybe they're off selling cupcakes by a roadside somewhere. At the end of the day, Friday the 13th Part 2 is a decent enough film to watch for fans of horror, and the meat of the experience is fine for fans of the series. But both the twists of logic in the setup and the absolute failure in the conclusion of the story do more damage than a machete to the face ever could hope to, coming in at a mere 2 pebbles to dead ass out of 5. There's still 8 more movies in the main series, too. Oh boy. Thank you all for watching. I've been Shado, and remember, there are plenty of weeks in the summer for 20 reviews. I hope.
Paul, what's going on here?
Nothing.